it'll go viral.
I know, it probably will. All right. Hello there, everyone. I am here with Bob Fescoe.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for letting me come over and drink your beer, of
well,
course.
it's actually your beer that you left here about a month ago.
Oh, all right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
perfect. Yeah, I planned that. For those of you who don't know, Bob Fescoe is the host of Fescoe in the Morning on 610. That worked out nice. That's your name.
Yeah, actually, how about that, right? Yeah, very original.
And then Channel 9, you're the sports guy.
Every once in a while on a Sunday night, yes.
All right. And then, do we want to talk about your gay porn, or is that... No, just kidding. So, yeah, no, Bob, you and I have become pretty close. You were one of the first to get my story out there, so I really appreciate that. Blossomed into a real friendship, and I'd say sometimes... we even finish each other's sentences.
Yeah, no kidding. Absolutely. It happens a lot, when you've known a guy for like 8 months and you really become attached. I mean, I seriously, I've never met anybody like Tim before, where you just all of a sudden become like great friends with somebody. It's great.
I kind of just showed up and never really left, though. I mean,
that's right. He's been living here, actually.
The leave behind with the beer and the jacket,
Yeah.
But no, let's jump right into it. Obviously, the thing everybody's talking about and that you spend a lot of hours talking about is the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously just a completely different team than what we've seen previous years or even this time last year. From what you've seen in your experience from, talking with the guys, what do you think is the biggest change that is, making all this
Well,
possible?
I think it's confidence. They actually believe that they can win. For so many years, we saw a team that really didn't believe or didn't know how or didn't understand how to win baseball games, and this team truly does that. I mean, that wild card game that we keep talking about back in the end of September, really, even before October started, was so big for this team. It gave them the belief that they can do anything. And I think, and especially dealing with you, that so much is right up here in the mind. If you believe that you're going to do something, if you can believe that something's going to happen, chances are it is. And these guys believe that they can win, just like you believe, hey, I'm going to kick butt here, you're going to take care of business, you're going to do it. It happens,
Yeah, I know I saw Hosmer after Game 7. That's got a name drop. And I remember I didn't think much of it at the time, but when I saw him, we had like a little bro hug, and he goes, "You ready for next year, baby?" Like, instead of, being apologetic or, making excuses, he was just ready. And, I don't know if he meant to be so profound, but that just really stuck with me. So I can definitely see that from, the little interactions I've had with the guys.
Well, and you get a taste of winning, too, and you want to continue to win, especially the way it happened here in Kansas City. Because the way it happened here in Kansas City is unlike any place else.
Oh, yeah.
Nowhere else would guys have gone down to the bar district and bought beers for everybody. And this town loves this team, and this team truly loves this town. And that's so unique. You don't see that everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like when Billy was in town, we talked about that. Like, it wasn't a team out there; it was our friends, And I think that's what's really great about this city, and our fans. And on that note, I think there was some disagreement last year when St. Louis, the Cardinals fans were voted the best fans in baseball. You've worked in St. Louis. You've been a part of that organization as well. Do you think they're the best fans? What do we got to do to become the best fans?
Well, I think Royals fans have always been the best fans in baseball because this team was so bad for 30 years, and people would continue to go out and support this team. And then you saw what happened last year, where the Royals finally rewarded the fans and gave us, a winner and gave us something to be excited about, and the crowds have been incredible ever since. But I think it's easy to support a winner. It's easy to be a Cardinal baseball fan. It's easy to be a Yankee fan. It's easy to be a Dallas Cowboy football fan. When teams win all the time, there's not much a fan really has to do. But when a team loses and you're still drawing $1.5 million to the ballpark, $1.8 million to the ballpark, that's pretty impressive. And that to me shows what a good fan truly is. And if you want to say the Cardinals are the best fans in baseball, no, they got a great organization that they've been able to root for the last 20 years. And when Joe Torre was managing the Cardinals and they were losing baseball games and nobody thought Joe Torre was any good, nobody was going to those games. Now they're winning. Now they're one of the premier organizations, and people are going out and supporting them. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, like, as much as I don't want to support them or anything like that, but you got to give credit where credit's due. They've got $10 million more than us, and similar payroll, but still winning year after year.
Yeah, because they developed a great minor league system too. I mean, let's be honest, we're all jealous. We all want to be Cardinals. We all want our organization to be like that, where when you roll the ball out there in April, hey, we're going to win baseball games or football games or something like that. Everybody wants their team to be that successful.
Do you think we'll be? Do you think we're?
Yeah, I think we're trending that way. I think it's really good. I mean, there's obviously going to be a lot of questions in the next year and a half that have to get answered. Do you pay Alex Gordon? Eric Hosmer is going to come due. Canes, like all these guys are eventually going to have to cash in. We'll see how much money the Royals are willing to put back in. But the way that fans are going to the game, I think the Royals right now, as of today on Friday, the Royals are like over 200,000 more than at this date last year.
Jeez.
So fans are going to the ballpark. Fans like what they're seeing out there. They're spending the money, which in turn means the Royals can spend more money.
Yeah, every time I'm out there, I just imagine the glasses just sitting there saying cha-ching. I mean,
yeah,
it's
but they're putting it back into the ball club too. I mean, you look at the payroll record level this year. They reinvested and rewarded the fans. Kendrys Morales, Alex Rios, Edison Volquez, all kind of average under the radar signings, but have been such big signings that this team, and they pay Eric Hosmer. They didn't have to give Eric Hosmer, how many millions of dollars they gave him. They could have just kept, going on with the minimum until they really needed to pay him. But in good faith, they paid him. They paid Giordano Ventura. They're taking care of some of their younger players.
Yeah, I mean I know that's what I want to see. It's growing up, it was always hard to keep up with them because it was just constant changing. A lot of turnover. So it'd be nice to actually, hopefully, watch these guys for the next few years and grow up with them and keep winning, hopefully.
Well, and take it from their perspective, too. Not that I'm trying to defend what went on in the early 2000s because it was really bad, but they weren't ready to win. So why should you spend money on something that wasn't going to be a good product? Now we see they're ready to win. They've got the talent here. They have one. Let's invest more into that and kind of try to, augment what they currently have.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that happens. I mean, I think I would like to think it will.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun summer.
Yeah, for sure. So, on kind of a different note, you've been in broadcasting a long time. What's a good, who's the best person you ever interviewed? We'll start there.
The best person I've ever interviewed?
Or maybe the one that's still maybe a little starstruck for you that
Joe Torre at the World Series was pretty cool because I just have so much respect for Joe Torre. I think he's just a great human being, and the way he kind of helped our buddy Noah out here and getting things done with him and getting his family to World Series games and basically just taking the ball and running with it was really, really impressive for me. But I don't know if there's been necessarily a guy that I was starstruck over, but I will say Joe Torre because I interviewed him one other time when I was working in St. Louis, and that was a big thrill for me. So I just have so much respect and always have had a ton of respect for him.
Nice. So what about the worst interview?
The worst interview was John Rothstein of CBS Sports, College Basketball Insider. Yeah, he's back in January. He was not really a friendly individual and was really nasty on the air and really insulted a lot of people, especially fans, with the way that he treated Josh Klingler and myself. Yeah. It was really bad.
Has there ever been a time, maybe with him, that if you could fist fight somebody, go through and punch him?
It's like one of those where I had to back away and take a deep breath, take my headset off, kind of collect myself, because I was like, how can I handle this? I could be kind of a jerk back, or I could be professional, and I chose to go the professional route because that's the way to do things. And yeah, that was a very awkward, uncomfortable interview.
Yeah, I remember listening to that because you guys were posting about it, and it definitely, that's kind of what I was thinking you would say, but I wasn't sure if there was others.
Yeah,
but
no, that's it.
So tell us about this.
It was another one. Jimmy Walker was a very bad interview. He had a purse, and it was a very awkward interview.
You sure it wasn't a satchel?
No, it was definitely a purse. He was in studio, and he wouldn't go dynamite. I mean, and that's what he's known for. It's like, I really have no use for you if you're not going to do that.
That's fair. I was going to say, tell us about. So I know, you're obviously a very generous person. The way you reached out to me, got my story out there. You and I had never met. Mm-hmm. The same with Noah. I feel like it's safe to say, you're very involved in the community and you care about the community, and you're doing Dancing with the Stars. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm doing it for the BMA Foundation, the Brian Anselmo Foundation. And Brian was a kid who played football at Rockhurst and then went on and played at the University of Missouri and passed away in his sleep one night and, just died. And so his father didn't know what to do. And his father's the best, Jerry Anselmo. We call him the Godfather. And you'll get to meet him at the Dancing with the Stars event. Just a tremendous human being. And he didn't know what to do, and Jasper Mirabli, who owns Jasper's, obviously, said to him, you need to start some kind of foundation. And in 5 years, they've given close to $600,000 back to Kansas City. Every dollar that they raise stays here. I think it was like $565 or $585 in 5 years, and this is now the 6th year that they're doing this Dancing with the Stars thing, and it's going to be well over $600,000 to give back to Kansas City. And if you have a son that needs a scholarship, you want him to go to Rockhurst, but you can't afford it, you call Jerry, and they try to work something out and help you, go to school. If you're a single mom, Christmas isn't going to happen this year because you don't have any money, you call Jerry. He'll help you have Christmas for your kids, and it really is a great foundation. And I'm dancing for Charlie's House, and Charlie's House is a charity based here in Kansas City, and Charlie was 2.5 when he passed away by pulling a dresser over on him. And, so they've created a prototype house to show parents, and you don't understand these things until you have kids. They climb, they're pulling all the things, dressers are falling, how to secure your house so something like that doesn't happen, to your kids. So you take a bad thing and you turn it into something that has been really, really good for the community with both of those events.
Oh, that's awesome. And how are you raising money? I know people can go online and vote.
Yeah.
And then are they still accepting? Can you still buy tickets to the event?
The event's actually sold out. 700 people is sold out. But you just go to bmafoundation.org, click on my face, and you can donate. And votes is what we're calling them, $10 a piece. But like I said, every dollar stays in Kansas City, and there's no. Like a lot of charities have these huge overheads. It's just Jerry running this thing, and he's just giving money back to Kansas City and helping everybody right here in town.
That's awesome. And like you said, money staying here. You always hear about these charities that are defrauding people and stuff like that. It's nice to hear that's not happening with this.
And I've gotten so involved and so attached to Jerry. Like, this doesn't end on June 13th for me. I'm in for life with these guys. These people are fantastic human beings.
Excellent. So what, are you a good dancer?
No, absolutely not. I'm a terrible dancer. We've got a couple more weeks to go. We've been doing this since January, okay? Since January, once a week, and then we amped it up to twice a week. And it's arguably the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. Yeah, it's incredibly hard.
What type of dancing? Are we like slow dancing?
We're doing a version of the hustle. We're doing it to Uptown Funk. I'm sure you've heard that song before. So 2 minutes and 4 seconds is how long the dance is, and we've been working on it for countless amounts of minutes. It makes you appreciate Dancing with the Stars on the TV show. Oh my God, this is really hard work.
Yeah, I was never a good dancer. It was always awkward because I sucked at dancing, but then, I'd usually get a boner or something. And it's just always kind of awkward. So.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's really hard to do this thing, and it's a lot of effort, and it's been a lot of fun, too, and just a joy going out there. And I think individually I've raised almost $10,000 or over $10,000 right now. Now the person's in the lead has got $20,000, so I got a little ways to go. So go to bmafoundation.org and donate today in my name. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been so eye-opening, and I credit you with a lot of that, because before I had the opportunity to meet you, it was like one of those things, sure, I'll help, whatever I can do. But for some reason, you've changed my life more than you even know, and Noah, Wilson, and Scott have changed my life, and being with this BMA Foundation have changed my life and making me realize there's a lot more to this world than the little bubble that you live in, and you need to get outside that bubble.
No, absolutely. That's especially for what I'm going through. I definitely trying to get back. And when you see somebody like Noah, who's 7 years old, that is going through something that nobody should have to go through, but especially at 7, he's got the Noah's Bandage Project going.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, it makes me realize how selfish I've been and stuff like that.
It does, yeah.
But no, and it's great that you're involved. I've been involved in a few events, and the people that you meet there, there's people that are obviously generous and want to help out. So that's.
And you realize it in Kansas City, too, more so than any other city. This is the most generous place on earth, and everybody wants to take care of their own, and that's why the World Series was so special, because everybody came together for everybody else. It was not necessarily even about the baseball. It was about Kansas City just coming together as one group, and everybody just loving each other for an entire month, and everybody helping each other. It was great.
Yeah, just with what I've been going through, the support I've gotten, that's probably the most difficult thing for me to process, just because it's overwhelming. But it's great, obviously. But definitely, something unexpected but awesome. And I think that kind of goes back to what we were saying before, is why Kansas City is so special, and why we have the best fans, because we all kind of look after each other.
Yeah.
Like with Noah and with me and with Jimmy, everybody does what they can to help out, and like you said, not just about the baseball.
It wasn't even about the baseball was a subplot, and I tell everybody that. They go, "What was the best part about the World Series?" I said, helping people in Kansas City who are battling things like Tim fighting cancer, and using that as a release to get through and give people a joy and give people something to live for. And that's really what it was. And the cool thing about it is the team got that too. The players understood what they were doing and what their performance meant to everybody in this town, and you don't see that anywhere either.
Definitely, yeah. They were not afraid to get us involved. make us a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't just out to win it for themselves. You know, they knew that people wanted that.
Right.
And I think they still got that going. I mean, we're picking right up where we left off. And so what do you think? Are we going back?
I think right now, the way that they're playing, why not?
Who do you think? Who we got in the National League? That
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a World Series preview this weekend.
Hopefully a winning World Series preview for us this time.
I hope so too.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it, Bob. You're the best, and you know, I'm not gonna. You always make me cry in our interviews, so I'm not gonna get too sappy. But I do appreciate everything. You know, become friends with you and your family, and you're a good man. So appreciate the time.
You mean more to me than I mean to you. I'll tell you that.